Chapter 2 Regrets. Rainbow Dash's point of view. Scootaloo, I'm your mother. It felt weird to actually be able to tell her that, especially after how much time had passed, but at the same time it felt almost liberating, like a weight had been lifted. Yes, Scootaloo was my daughter. Her father left me before she was even born. I couldn't even raise her, so I gave her up for adoption. Yeah, some element of loyalty I turned out to be. Huh? I couldn't even take care of my own daughter. When she asked me to be her big sister, I wanted to tell her the truth. Celestia, I really wanted to tell her that. Instead, I settled for being the best big sister I could be to Scootaloo. Even if I couldn't be her mother, I'd be her best friend. Now it felt like all of that was falling apart. You lied to me! Scootaloo screamed at me, tears in her eyes. You knew after all these years. You let me go on thinking my parents didn't want me. I was stunned into silence. This had been what I was afraid of. She hated me. By Celestia, she hated me because of what I did to her. What's worse, though, is that I hated myself. Scootaloo, please listen, I managed to get out. I didn't want to do it, but I couldn't take care of a filly. I wanted you to have a better life than I could offer. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't regret my decision. Then why didn't you tell me when I came to Ponyville? Scootaloo demanded. I didn't have a good answer with that. Was everything a lie? Was our friendship a lie too? No! I finally got the courage to speak up. Everything we did together, everything I said, I meant it. That's when I hit me. Everything I did, comfort her, help her try to fly, been proud of her when she got her kinema. Even when I tried to be her friend or mentor, I was being her mother. I didn't get a chance to say another word. Scootaloo hopped on her scooter and rode off fast as she could go. I couldn't help it. I started crying. Scootaloo's point of view. I couldn't believe it. She had lied to me. She lied to me from the first moment we met. I hated her right now. Rainbow Dash had been my idol, but she could have told me before now. But no, I had to find out now when we had known each other for so long. I had a right to know who my mother was. Didn't I? Rainbow Dash had lied to me. I didn't care what intentions were. She had lied to me. I was so angry as I rode that I nearly ran into Fluttershy, sending the yellow Pegasus diving out of my way. Scootaloo, are you okay? Fluttershy asked in a soft voice as I finally managed to pull to a stop. I was still upset about what had happened. No, I'm not okay, I shouted, causing the shy Pegasus to recoil. I cringed. I didn't want to take any anger out on Fluttershy. I'm sorry, Fluttershy. I'm upset at Rainbow Dash right now. I shouldn't have snapped at you. Fluttershy looked down at the ground, trying not to make eye contact with me. Well, trying harder than usual. Fluttershy? What's wrong? I asked, fearing the answer that was coming. You knew, didn't you? When Rainbow Dash first arrived in town, she crashed outside my house, Fluttershy said softly. It was a month after you were born. She confided in me, swore me to secrecy. I'm sorry. I looked away. I wasn't sure what to say at all. I didn't like that I had been lied to, literally ever since I had arrived in town. Why? I asked softly, almost as soft as Fluttershy's voice. She could have told me the truth. I couldn't look at her anymore. I hopped back on my scooter and sped off towards Sweet Apple Acres. When I reached the clubhouse, I was the only pony there. Good. I didn't want to talk to any pony else right now. I just wanted to be alone and think what I had just learned. This might have been a joke, but not even Rainbow Dash would be that mean. She knew that I didn't have any family. I didn't need her pity. She lied to me. So who cared? I could be on my own again. I had done it before. Yeah. Who needed Rainbow Dash? Right? Right? Then why couldn't I stop thinking about her? Rainbow's point of view. I knocked at the front door to Twilight's castle. I could have easily just walked in, but I wanted a minute to collect my thoughts before talking to her. What was I even supposed to do in this situation? The only pony who knew the truth before now was Fluttershy, and Twilight was going to want to know what had happened. The door opened. Twilight was standing in the doorway, giving me a look that was a mixture of concern and confusion. Rainbow Dash? Are you okay? Twilight asked. That was a stupid question. Of course I wasn't okay. You just had to go sticking your nose into it. I snapped at her. I told you let it go, that it was private, but you pushed me to tell her. Twilight was taken aback. The lavender alicorn wasn't even sure how to respond to that right away. Not that it mattered right now. I might have lost Scootaloo forever. Rainbow, Twilight said, finally finding her voice. She's your daughter for Celestia's sake. If you were in her wouldn't you want to know the truth? I was about to say something, but deep down I knew she was right. Well, yes, but I should have told her a long time ago. Why don't you come inside and tell me about it? Twilight said, and then be inside. After a few minutes, we had settled on to talk. Now, what happened? Over 10 years ago, before I came to Ponyville, I was living in Manhattan, I said, trying not to look at Twilight. I got into a relationship with a stallion there. He was kind, caring, helped me get settled into town. Then I found out I was pregnant with his child, with Scootaloo. Twilight listened carefully. She looked like she wanted to ask me something, but waited for me to finish my story. It pained me to tell this story again, even to Twilight. I don't know what happened to him after that. He left town. He went to Las Pegasus, I think, I continued. I was starting to cry again. I tried to be a mother, I really did, but I couldn't take care of her, so I left her at the Manhattan orphanage, hoping that some family would give her a better life than I ever could. I left town that night and wound up here. It must have been a shock when Scootaloo came to town, Twilight said, understanding in her voice. Definitely, I said. I was the one who gave her that scooter after I found out about her condition. Condition? Twilight asked. I assume you mean the fact that she can't fly. Yeah, I said softly. I tried to be the big sister she wanted me to be there when she needed me. Now I feel like I've lost her forever. What should I do, Twilight? Twilight looked around for a long moment. I shifted uneasily. What was she going to say? I was half afraid that she'd berate me for abandoning my daughter. I certainly deserved it. I've seen how you and Scootaloo interact, Twilight finally said. Maybe you should have told her the truth before, but it's too late now. What you need to do is be there for her now, either as a big sister or as her mother. She probably hates me, I said, looking down at my hoop sadly. I don't blame her. Give her time. She's shocked now, but she might come around, Twilight said, placing a hoof on my shoulder reassuringly. And even if you weren't there to be her mother, you were still there for her when it really mattered. That's what counts. That made me feel a little better. I was about to head out when there was the sound of a door opening and who's running in. Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle ran in out of breath. Twilight, Rainbow, Sweetie Belle said. It's terrible. Just saw Skulu going into the Everfree Forest. Yeah, she left us this note, Apple Bloom said, and gave a note to Twilight, who read it before passing it to me. Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom, I'm sorry for running away like this, but I can't live in Ponyville anymore. Not with Rainbow Dash here. I wish I had a better explanation for you both, but I'm tired of being lied to by ponies who should be my friends. Don't worry, I'll keep in touch whenever I can. You two are the best friends a filly could ask for. I just wish I didn't have to leave you behind. Your friend, now and forever, Scootaloo. What did you do to her? Apple Bloom demanded of me. I sighed and took a deep breath. The truth was going to get out anyway at this rate. I'm her mother. The two fillies exchanged shocked glances. They clearly hadn't expected that, and I didn't blame them. Scootaloo's point of view. I hated leaving Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom behind like this. They were my best friends after all. We had been through so much together, but I couldn't stay in Ponyville, not anymore. Though, maybe in retrospect, taking the path through the Everfree Forest wasn't the best plan I had ever come up with. I had run back to the orphanage and gathered up as much stuff as I could carry, and just started down the path, eventually finding myself in the dark forest. As I rode my scooter down the path, I couldn't help but wonder what I should do. It was getting late, not that you could tell with the trees covering Celestia's sun. That's when I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. I screamed and kept going at full speed, away from whatever it was. I just hoped that whatever it was wouldn't be able to catch me.